Hello there, generals. So, it is a day after the great Groyper documentary. Okay, shut up. And what do you know? The freaking PA bongs have decided to, look at what's happened in America like in October, I believe, 2019, where the turning point little boys were asked some kinds of uncomfortable questions, and they were mostly stumped, except one time, but they were mostly stumped. And the bungs have decided that, hey, wait, we have a ton of very similar kind of people. These wishy-washy, quote-unquote conservatives who don't give a damn if the country goes to hell. What if, and they also have very big platforms, what if we try to hijack those platforms? So, to hijack the platforms, there's a strategy called groyping, or the Groyper strategy, or tactic. So what is this tactical strategy? The groyping strategy is very simple. You're gonna go. Effectively you have to wait till the conservative opens up the platform, right? They open up for questions or call-ins or whatever the hell they want to do, and then you have to quickly as possible either A, ask them a question that they don't like, and quickly enough so they don't block you before you can finish it, or B, you have to sneak in some words. So the Groypers in the United States focus on the slipping questions they don't like, while the Groypers in Bongland decided that they're gonna slip in some words. And understand, by the way, that it makes sense. Because right now, all the conservatives know about this strategy now, okay? And it's much easier to do the second one. Well, not easier, it's more complicated, but it's much more likelier to succeed to the second one than the first one. To the first one, you have to somehow be able to push your question really quick. So, these guys discuss how they're gonna do what they've done so far in Bongland, right? And then what are they going to do now in the future? So what are the strategies they spoke about? What is the strategy spoke about? Well, what they're gonna do is that they're gonna, figure out, I guess, suppose, how do you go stealth mode? That's the first strategy. That's the first step. You have to go stealth mode. You go stealth mode, and then you can pounce. Now, from what I saw, the most effective way to go stealth mode is to act like you're an ethnic minority or you're the opposition. Because for some bizarre reason, the conservatives are fine with all kinds of insane stuff being said by left. But leftists or ethnic minorities. But the second that one of the people that are supposed to be kind of on their side says something, boom, shut it down. Which is amazing, isn't it? Shut it down because, you're supposed to be on the right, but actually we are closer to the freaking communists than we are to you. So screw you. That's pretty much what we have right now. The conservatives are closer to the communists than they are, or they're more open to communists than they are the people who are supposed to be like other freaking rear or something. So yeah, that's very funny. And supposedly they've managed to increase the view count and all that by a lot. So that is very nice indeed. Well, I think they also established Turning Point UK or something like that, but that they decided to, but it's their organization supposedly, so it's their own organization. It'd be Turning Point UK, so then they kind of want to troll Turning Point USA or whatever. And so you see a lot of copycat going on. They're copycatting a lot of the, those things that happened months and months ago. And now, you got this. And they also had they had a lot of freaking animation with Groypers and Pepes, and I don't know if that's supposed to be like a jab against the stupid Pepe documentary they're going on, which I'm probably gonna watch or try to watch and then try to shit on. That's gonna be a pretty nice view, by the way, the Pepe documentary. But yes, and then they even said Groypers rise up very late in the documentary. In the Groyper documentary, they said Groypers rise up. Usually that's says a joke. As a mocking joke, like Groypers rise up, but these guys unironically said it. Like, okay, I guess they're gonna turn the meme around, right? It's like, no, It's like, well, no, actually, we are rising up. Shut the hell up. What do you mean rise? Rising up is not bad. Rising up is good. So stop making rising up be bad, okay? Okay, little boy. You don't know what you're talking about. All right. Say that rising up is not good. What do you mean? Now, so what's the responses? Well, the chat. It's all the chat. Oh, everyone was so delighted. Oh, yay, good. Everyone's happy and push on and yay, this is fantastic. Outside, well, a ton of people like this is cringe. This is the number one. You know, Nikki's favorite criticism of everything. Well, everyone like, well, not everyone. A lot of people outside are like, this is cringe. This is freaking cringe. A lot of people did not like Nikki's stuff anyway in the first place, but you know, those people who didn't like that, now they're like, this is cringe. This is Kekistan 2.0. This is uh all this stuff. All these criticisms. I don't think there's necessarily criticism on whether it'll work or not, but just that people like, I don't know. Oh, they're not just the optics. Like they have taken up the PAs and I think a very optical approach. I mean, they have been taking a better optical approach, but now they're going full optics. Full optics. So like stuff like, well, we're just gonna say 14. We're not gonna say the full thing. We're just gonna say 14. 14, 14, 14, 14, 14. I think that's one of the ways to optic. I saw the chat spamming 14 all the time, so I think that's one way to get optics the way in. Another way they talk about optics was they said, don't use replacement, aka the R word. Use just go for the point. Don't go on. Well, we're getting replaced. Rather go. Hey, look, we're gonna be a minority by 2060. All right. That is a quite interesting thing. Quite very interesting thing, right? I suppose that the optics is taking over, right? The optics route is indeed taking over. And if you look at also the documentary, you look at who was, you know, back in the whole thing, pretty much all the senior leadership, including Mark Collette himself, was clapping onto the whole thing. And let's face it, without their approval, it would have not, the documentary would have not been formed, right? Obviously. They needed the approval of the top, you know, leadership in order to actually start this whole thing. So now they're gonna systematically try to troll conservatives. Understand though, they're gonna have to evolve their tactics a lot because let's face it, conservatives may be boomers and maybe slow as hell and maybe old, but hey, they got handlers, as I said. They know. I noticed that the British Groypers. But another thing is that Kekistan was mostly a British thing. So when they say that's a problem. When they say Kekistan 2.0, it's kind of more fitting because well, you know, it's happening. This thing is happening in the land of Sargoy, right? But at least they know what they're doing, right? They need to know what they're doing. They're like, yeah, these guys have handlers. They may be retarded, but who cares? They may be stupid and slow and get caught off guard, but they got handlers, and these handlers know when to stop the whole thing, when to shut it down. So you're gonna have to deal with those handlers. Now, an increase in efficiency is also come because of the shutdown. Because many of these conservatives don't have the handlers with them now. They're doing it from home or whatever. So the efficiency is increased because of the coup. It's very unlikely that the efficiency is going to stay as high as it's been after the coup. But if it lasts long enough, they can do some serious damage. Now, of course, there's a problem. There's a problem that they have to face: adaptation. These fuckers are gonna figure out, are gonna wise up to their tactics, so they're gonna have to become incredibly unpredictable. They're gonna have to become super, super unpredictable to the point where the handlers even won't be able to like see it before it's too late. But yeah. Now, one criticism I would say about the documentary is that I don't think it's a good idea to put up a public video where your enemies, including conservatives and also leftists, can come in and the handlers can come and see what you're doing. Hey, here's the video. We're gonna tell you how we're gonna harass you. Go ahead here, champ. They're giving out the freaking plan away. Trust me, not only your people are watching this crap. It's also, well, you know, your enemies because it's public. So yeah, that's very fun. I mean, couldn't they like make it a Patreon only thing or something, where or send it only to the people? Like, I don't think that I really don't think that like grouping all together and literally telling the world, hey, this is how we're gonna do it, is a good idea. Like, because again, the main problem is this: the problem against adaptation. How fast can they adapt, and how fast can you change? If you tell them all about how you're gonna do things, they can adapt much better, right? Because okay, this is how they're gonna come at us. Alright. So the only way I see that this doesn't go to crap is if they decided that, okay, look, we're gonna change our tactics a lot. So the second this video is put up, we're gonna change our tactics a ton, so that when when a documentary comes out and these opponents may see it, the opponents are gonna adapt to those old strategies, but we have all kinds of new strategies so that they get surprise attacked again. That's the only way I can see them actually being properly planned out to hammer them. So one funny thing was that there was like the first, I think, Groyper College gave an example of, for some bizarre reason they showed that, and I was like, that was not a win. Like, that guy got curb stomped. I mean, I get it. The radio host looked like a complete piece of shit. I mean, wasn't the radio host supposed to be a conservative? And the radio host is like, why do you care? It's like, wait, what? What do you mean, what I care? What the hell is this? But I get it. They mean what? Yeah, the radio conservative, the host or whatever, looks like an ass, but got curb stomped. Got freaking curb stomped. Okay, you got curb. I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? Yeah. Well, do you have a family? Because that's what the radio host went to. Do you have a family? And the guy's like, no. Well, why the hell do you care then? You don't have a family. You don't have children and everything, right? That's why I went. The problem is that if you do have a family, it's much more difficult for you to do this stuff, right? To be in activism, because your family is a weak spot of yours. Understand that, generals. If you have a family, that's a weak spot. The enemy doesn't care about, oh, mom, it would be mean if I hit your family. That's not fair if I hit your family. Oh, they don't care about that. They'll hit everyone. They'll hit everything. All right. So you gotta be very careful, very, very careful. Yeah, that you don't end up putting your, if you have a family, put it in danger. Put it in the crosshairs. On the other hand, yeah, you're gonna be hit by, yeah, but if you don't have a family, what do you care? Yeah, that's a pitiful thing, right? But that's why I suppose they're trying to learn to not get stuck into that kind of trap. Cause you know how dishonest. When you're gonna do these surprise attacks. Here's the thing: when you do the surprise attacks, you're kind of being dishonest as well, because you have to. Because these fuckers are not gonna let you on. I'm not gonna give you any airtime unless you're dishonest. But yeah, they're also gonna be dishonest. So it's a trade-off. I guess it's a matter of being more dishonest than they are. That's pretty much what you gotta do. You gotta like out trick them. That's what you do. Thing is though, that if this again, it's gonna become more and more difficult because you're probably gonna hire more handlers and keep a closer eye on where things are going. So, I think that in the long run, they gotta have to squeeze as much publicity as they can from this, and yeah, before the other side adapts, because there's no guarantee they're gonna continue to be able to do this, right? Because it pretty much depends fully on how alert and how knowledgeable the conservative boomers are, and if they become, if they adapt too much, if they can't find any more tricky strategies to like trick them, then yeah, it's over. So they better have some geniuses out there to trick them. Now another thing is that Colette and Nikki don't like each other. And what you notice is that Nikki wasn't even even though this was Nikki popularized it, was the movement was popular. The whole thing was popularized by Nikki. He wasn't even mentioned once. I don't think. Well, I don't know. I didn't see it. I gotta check the transcript to see. But I don't think they were freaking mentioned it once. Even though he popularized it, he's like, hey, he popularized it. Nope, Not even a single mention. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's all for the Groypers documentary. People are probably gonna still be calling it cringe for the next few weeks or months, whatever. But oh well, we'll see how it goes. Oh, then someone saying it's the Groypers documentary is kind of boomerish. Oh boy. Oh, oh boy. It's boomerish. Oh, I guess it's like contra boomer strategies, right? Contra boomer strategies. Anyways, that's all. I hope the bongs are gonna be doing well, and see ya.